Hello, I am Alondra Melendez, and today I'm going to talk to you about a very useful and interesting philosophy for the industry, which many companies currently use. It is the Kaizen philosophy. Now, I want to explain to you the meaning of Kaizen. Kaizen is a term that refers to ongoing or continuous improvement. The definition of Kaizen comes from two Japanese words, Kai, that means change, and Zen, meaning good. The Japanese philosophy was first introduced by Toyota back in the 1980s and has since been adopted by thousands of companies around the globe. This lean transformation encourages an improvement culture that gradually increases quality, efficiency, and profitability. So what is Kaizen exactly? Well, it is a statistical process control that improves quality in every aspect of our business. Now I'm going to talk about the PDCA cycle. The Plan, Do, Check, Act cycle is a four-step problem-solving iterative technique used to improve business processes. It was originally developed by the American physicist Walter A. Sheward during the 1990s, 20s, and the method was popularized by quality control pioneer Dr. Edward Deming in the 1950s, who coined the term Sheward cycle after his mentor. It was Deming who realized the PDCA cycle could be used to improve production processes in the United States during World War II. Here we have a picture to show the PDCA cycle, and it is divided in four phases. The first phase is plan, and here we plan for change and identify improvement opportunities. Then we have the phase two, that is do, and here we implement changes identified. Then in the phase three, that is a study, we check to determine if the change had the desired outcome. And last, the phase four is act. And if it is successful, we implement it across the organization and process. Now that we already understood the PDCA cycle or continuous improvement cycle, we are going to see the 8 wastes. First of all, we have the talent waste, and it is underutilizing people's talents, skills, and knowledge. And an example for it could be that the employees are not included to improve work and solve problems, and people without training. Then in the inventory, it is the excess products and materials not being processed, and some examples of it could be the excess of materials in the warehouse. Then we have the waste that is motion, that is unnecessary movements by people, for example, walking, and employees looking for pieces and tools, a lot of distances between each process, and lack of standards. Then we have the waste waiting, that is wasted time walking for the next step in a process. And some examples of it could be waiting for approvals. Then we have the transportation, that is unnecessary movements of products and materials. And an example of transportation could be complex flow, not linear, and a bad layout, and multiple manipulation of the same product. Then we have the waste of defects, and it is the effort caused by rework, scrap, and incorrect information. And some examples could be the rework, scrap, wrong, incomplete, or lost information. Then we have the overproduction waste. That is production that is more than needed or before it is needed. And some examples could be produced products that the customer didn't ask for. And last but not least, we have overprocessing, that is more work or higher quality than it is required by the customer. And some examples could be do more than the standard requires, painting excess, excessive packaging, excessive reports, etc. Now we are going to talk about the added value. First, we are going to understand what is the added value. These are those activities for which the customer is willing to pay for. And here we have an example. These activities could be like cutting, assembly parts, because this is adding value to your product. And about the non-added value, these are those activities for which the customer is not willing to pay for. They only add to cost and time. And not value-added activities are also called wastes. For example, the rework, a lot of transportation, and necessary movements of products and materials are not adding value to your product, and the customer is not willing to pay for those things. Now we are going to talk about the companies that use Kaizen philosophy. And here we have some examples of it. We have Nestle, we have Toyota, which was the pioneer of this philosophy, and we have Canon. As you can see, these three companies are very different because Nestle does like good things. Toyota makes cars and all of those things, and Canon makes cameras. So although all of these companies are different, they can use the Kaizen philosophy. Kaizen philosophy is not just for a type of industry. It helps a lot of types. Now I want to share with you a quick example of Kaizen of some experts talking about it and the way the company implement them. So let's watch the video.
We have an account executive at our Iowa Avenue branch, and he's been with the organization for 25 years. I mean, long time, long time. And he put in a simple idea about our CD renewal process for our members. When they come in and renew a CD, it takes a pretty lengthy time for that process, and it really could be automated. And they submitted that request. We made an improvement through our system. And now what typically an account executive would spend maybe a couple hours a day doing CD renewals for our members is now taking just a matter of a few minutes. So when you quantify that, we're looking at over probably a $200,000 savings, cost savings in time for all of our account executives and our members, the value it brings to them because it's a faster process.
One of our facilities guys who his idea was he knows that he's always in the tractor pushing the snow on the sidewalk, and then after they push the snow, they got to come back and put the salt down. And his idea was to put something on the back of the tractor to spread the salt as they were pushing the snow. And pretty soon he got to where he needed to go, and there's a gorgeous picture of this new salt spreader on the back of the tractor now, and I think he's pretty proud of it. And now he's look at that every day, and his coworkers are recognizing him for the effort that he put into it. So that's what we're trying to duplicate thousands and thousands of times if we can.
Well, that was a quick video that I wanted to show you. And now just to conclude, the Kaizen is a Japanese methodology. It is really useful for the industry, and it helps all types of industries. And it will improve your company a lot if you use it. And that's it for my part. Thank you for watching the presentation.